there, friends. Welcome back to Consciousful Tarot. It's Francesca. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and tuning into my YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you like the video at the end, don't forget to click on that like button. Today I'm going to be doing a general tarot love reading based on how your person thinks and feels about you, what's going on with them. I did pick up on an interference third-party energy, so I will be talking about that. I usually don't do it, but hey, you guys like it, so why not? And I'm just gonna do a general reading. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off what's going on with the connection, specifically what's going on with your person. So I do see that at this moment, their social life or their friends, other people, other things are kind of like impacting the connection at this moment. It does seem as though they have like joint ideas or joint interests with like other people or things, and it is interfering with the progression of this connection. But I am seeing that they're at a position where they're actually wanting to take action. They don't want to give up on this connection. I am seeing that they want to come into your life. So I am seeing like you guys are not in communication. So this is for people that are in little to no communication with their person. And I am seeing that they're wanting to overcome any sort of like incompletion between you guys. They feel like it's time to take action. They're very determined, assertive, and they're very brave to take the lead. But I do see that they don't know how to approach you. So there's a lot of like antsy energy, a lot of pride and ego in the way. This does seem like a multi-dimensional connection where there is a spiritual aspect to it, and I will get to that in a few, because what I do see that's affecting the connection right now, and like what's going on in the connection on like on a grander perspective, is that right now both of you guys are actually overcoming the illusion of the connection when it comes to negative aspects. I'm also seeing like both of you guys are potentially breaking through social barriers, breaking through the social matrix, breaking through your ego, your false self, who you thought you were, and like coming into who you're meant to be. So both of you guys are actually like in this no communication or in these hardships, in this separation. You guys are going through a lot of changes that are making you take lead in your world, specifically your material world. So in your finances, in your manifestations, things like that. You guys are also going through an elevation of consciousness, which is helping you deepen your intuition, your consciousness, and just help you tap into your deeper abilities and potentials. So I do see you guys breaking through old illusions, especially fear, especially judgments, and having like high expectations or idealism. So I do see that the way that your person is thinking and feeling right now is that they feel very competitive right now. So they may feel as though they're in competition. They may feel a little bit jealous right now, but they're also at a space where they feel very magnetic. They feel that they need to take the courageous action to come towards you, and they're kind of probing. I do see them being in a position where they're probing. They're wanting to take the lead here. So they're in a position where they're wanting to repair the connection. They realize how in the past they were very tricky. They could have sabotaged this connection. They could have been unintentional about where they were headed with you. Even though they did have a lot of love for you, I do see that the passion that they had for you was like no other. They could have also expressed this for you, that they really loved you, or at one point they had a lot of love for you. It could have been unconditional to the point where this person could have been expressive about that, but it came to a point where they began to interrogate you, or you began to interrogate them, and it was just this repetitive patterns that ended up kind of sabotaging the connection. But now they're wanting to take leadership. Now they're understanding their weaknesses, they're understanding their strengths, and they're seeing how they could utilize their intelligence to actually change the circumstances of this connection. They've been needing to take a lot of time to actually learn about themselves and learn about their divinity so they could actually take leadership in this connection. Because before, they could have been like dependent on you to actually take the lead or to create outcome in this connection. But now they're realizing that they need to be the resource in this connection. They need to be the ones that actually manifest a new beginning here, because they recognize how in the past they were manipulative, or they really wasted a lot of time with you. Like they could have done the wrong things to you and the right things to the wrong people, I'm seeing. So they're recognizing how they were immature. They're recognizing how they were also potentially fearful of intimacy here. A lot of them may have a fear of intimacy wound, right? That stems from the inability to be vulnerable. A lot of it has to do potentially with childhood issues. A lot of them also, this person can potentially also have like sexual abuse, or unfortunately for some of them, they could have like been sexually abused. But I do see that whatever dream they could have given you, right, or however they were navigating the connection, they broke the desire, right? They broke what they were intending to give you, or what they were once navigating to give you. And I am seeing that they're at a place where they're recognizing how they lacked the ambition with you. They're realizing how they were very gullible as well. Like they really intended on moving this connection forward, but it's like they weren't reasoning with themselves. Like they were in denial about their petty ways. They were very in denial about how potentially petty they were, or how their perspective was like a little bit like rigged when it came to the connection. Like it's like they wanted you to put in all the effort. So it's like they now are taking some time to actually heal their perspective and create some sort of progress in their personal life. But the way that they feel is that they feel a lot of passion and desire for you. I do see some of them writing to you and then like deleting it because they don't know what to say. I do see a lot of them also like wishing that you can actually message them. So they're actually like trying to like manifest you here with the Page of Cups, manifest you into communicating with them, because they may be very like daydreaming right now. They're having a lot of like psychic downloads about you, a lot of synchronizations, especially like when like they're in the shower, or they just like see a lot of reminders about you, especially at night as well. They may be dreaming about you, and they're just very sensitive at this moment, because they're very passionate about wanting to face you. They now are releasing being irrational or in denial about the love that they have for you, and now they're in a space where they're no longer wanting to be naive, and they're now wanting to actually fall into this love with you. They have a lot of attraction for you, and this is what's also like driving them to come forward. So I do see them being very idealistic and wanting to come in with a lot of like childlike energy. They're admiring you as well. I do see that, one second. Okay, so I am seeing that in their personal life, they are going through a transformation in the mind. So I do see this being a reconstruction of their consciousness, because in the past They were very vigilant and on guard when it came to being expressive or emotional, right? They were very on the defense, potentially a player, or inability to actually be vocal about their feelings because they were guarded. They were potentially overprotective because they have a fear of vulnerability, fear of intimacy, like I mentioned. But they were kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit insecure of getting hurt, a little bit fearful of getting hurt. But now they're actually getting enlightened on this and realizing how their perspective in the past was not clear. They realize how they're actually in a stagnated position with you right now because their perspective lacked substance. Their perspective lacked logic. Like they were limited on their own. They limited themselves, and because they weren't able to actually move forward with their heart. So they're in a space where they're feeling a little bit lost. They're feeling conflicted. In their personal life, they're also feeling like a lack of creative spark. I am seeing them feeling a little bit lost. They're mourning you. They're feeling deeply hurt because they feel as though they could have ran out of time when it came to expressing their love. So they are feeling as though time has ran up, but they're changing their mind about what they need to do here. So they're making a lot of healthy choices, especially when it comes to suspending their old perspective. I do see them taking the deliberate action to release an old perspective that was giving them a lack of direction and clarity, and now they're moving forward to actually create improvement, detaching from an old lifestyle. They're making healthy choices in their life. They could have been really addicted to receiving, right, or getting what they always wanted, and now that they realize that they're not going to get that, or they're disappointed with your guys' circumstances, they're actually at a space where they're needing new ideas of how to actually plan and move this forward. So I am seeing that they're hurt that they haven't received an offer from you or your typical behavior, and they're at a space where they're hurt that it's not happening, but now they realize that they have to be a gentleman. They have to move forward with affection, with love, right? And they know they need to be gentle. But I did pick up on an external energy here. So this is not going to resonate with everyone. But I am seeing that for some of them, okay, so as I was mentioning, for some of them, not all of them, I do see that they could have been dealing with someone else. They were very codependent on, their codependency dynamic. Hence, that's why they were like that with you. So this also spread onto other people, and they could have attracted people that were like easily like manipulated or easily willing to kind of submit to their ways. So they kind of like, I see like settled for that in some sort of way, right? And I do see that they were holding on to their deep-seated issues and their childhood issues by like having these connections, but it does seem as though now they're actually going through a lot of enlightenment and recognizing that they actually want to release these patterns and these people and these old possessions of codependency, because it wasn't allowing them to shed their old skin. It was keeping them in some sort of repetitive cycle where they kept reliving the same miserable life. And I'm not saying your person's miserable, but it does seem as though you seem to be like their love, you seem to be their happiness, and it seems as though they kept like avoiding it because they were in their comfort zone, right? They were being greedy with themselves, but it's because they were lacking the personal willpower to actually free themselves. So now they're at a position where they've gotten enlightened in a rude way. They've been through a rude awakening, and now they're seeking their inner guidance. They're going through a lot of introspection that's helping them actually develop their spiritual path. They're wanting to go in a different route rather than conforming to society. So I do see them overcoming their old perspective of how they thought they needed to live, and now realizing that the lighter side of life is actually much better. Like, they're realizing, they're looking around their circle, and I'm seeing like some of them realizing, like, if I were to stop hanging out with these people, like, I'm literally not gonna miss out on anything, because leaving this or stopping these habits is actually going to better me. So they're actually like no longer feeling like they're gonna feel left out, or they're gonna be like an outcast if they don't do what everyone else does. They actually feel like they're gonna be much more content, because they're gonna be moving towards a new destination in their life that's gonna help them actually escape the hardships that they've been feeling. Because I do see that for some of them, they were dealing with one specific female. This can be a group of people, right? But one specific female that was very stingy, extremely mean-spirited, like very rude, sociopath, jealous. Frankly, she seems like a bitch. And she was just like a social climber as well. She could have been a gold digger, but this person was extremely exhausting, right? And your person could have been going back and forth with her and able to compromise. This person could have always been playing mind games, like runner chaser dynamic, making your person jealous, making your person keep falling back into old cycles that they were meant to overcome. So before the Hermit, we have the Strength. So your person was being tested with this karmic, I'm seeing, or with this other option. They were testing their patience, they were testing their temptation, they were testing their ego, their pride, they were testing their animalistic ways. And your person kept repeating until they finally now realized that they need to get away. They need to move towards a healing journey. They need to, even though they don't know what's on the other side, they need to take that risk. And now they're actually suspending their old controlling ways, and they're seeking refuge within themselves. They have had a hard time setting boundaries with this person, but now they're doing it. So if they're married, they can be already making the decision, hey, I want a divorce. If they were just dating, they're saying, hey, I want to end it. And surprisingly, obviously, the Death card came out. So they now are making a final decision on wanting to end this. Like, really taking a firm decision on being very clear on their decision and letting go 100%. No longer negotiating, bargaining, begging, because this person could have kept your person, like I said, weak, bonded. This person was very manipulative, right? Overly ambitious. Like, you know, this person was ruthless. Like, she wouldn't give up, you know. She was like unable to let go. Extremely codependent as well, right? Very needy, but unhealthy, just as your person was as well. So it was like a dynamic that was meant to help them both, but yet, you know, she couldn't let go, and your person was also unable to set their boundaries. So that's why they stayed together for so long. So I am seeing that now your person is at a position where they're no longer allowing the triggers to control their actions, and they're leading with their higher guidance, and they're realizing that they need to transition out of this. So the lesson with your person, right, and this person is to actually be honest, because I'm seeing a lot of throat chakra energy here. Your person's lesson is needing to be honest, because your person could have been trying to like let go of this person multiple times. I'm not gonna lie, like possibly 9 times. And it's like they kept repeating. But it's like the way that your person was trying to let go of them was in a very sudden manner. It was in a manner that was potentially hidden. It was undermining. It was sneaky. It was sabotaging the connection. all your person really needed to do was to learn how to speak their truth, learn how to be vulnerable, learn how to not fear being heard, right? Not fearing the intimacy of how they feel about you, and being honest with this person, like, hey, this isn't what it is anymore, or this isn't what it was. You know what I mean? So your lesson that your person's lesson, I'm sorry, that they have with this person is needing to be honest, needing to declare their truth, needing to not people please someone else just because they really want them, needing to meet their needs and not try to meet someone else's needs just because they want them. This also is a lesson revolving around their ego. So needing to say no to someone, right? Even if they don't want to say no to them, because they know that they can get some sort of pleasure or benefit out of it. So this person as well, I am picking up, she had other people chasing her, or she knew that your person was also potentially wanting someone else. I don't know if they know you specifically. They can know you specifically. Let me get the details for that, actually, because I am picking up that I should clarify that, because I am picking up for some of you guys, they do know who you are. So 1 second. So yeah, so this is definitely a karmic. I just got the Justice in reverse. So this is a karmic. So your person has been trying to avoid the karma with them, but they needed to clear out the karmic contract with them in a fair manner, and they never did. So okay, so I'm picking up a lot right now. 1 second. Your person hid you from this other person, or tried to hide their feelings about you. Yeah, so your person definitely hid information from this other person about you. I feel like this person does know of you. Yeah, I do feel like she does know of you, because you and your person definitely have a history. So this person does know who you are, but your person could have said as though there was too much damage in your guys' connection. There was nothing to complete there was nothing to rebuild. You know what I mean? Like, the answers that your person was giving them was like very vague, or like they were telling them that like the damage has been done, or things like that. And like what I'm seeing is that this person always felt very suspicious about you potentially being in your person's life, or just like you in general, because they always felt as though, you know, your person clearly had player tendencies, so they just didn't trust them. And it was always in the back of their mind that your person was going to potentially go back. So I am seeing that for some of them, they either saw some information here that they can't get over, or they could have spoken to some of your person's mutual friends, or they literally could have like seen physical information like social media, their phone. They went through something that made it confirm to them that your person still wants you, or they're not over you. They could have seen that your person still likes your photos, or that they still have your number, or they even have photos of you. There's something that this person, this female here, isn't able to unsee, right? And she basically does know that your person still wants you. So she's very much in her head about it. She's confused. She's wanting to know the truth. I do see she can be trying to find answers, but is uncertain. And I do see that your person has yet to say the truth here. And I am seeing that your person's goal here is to actually honor the truth about how they feel, release themselves from the prison of needing to please other people. So I am seeing that your person, this can potentially be within the next few weeks or days, they are going to potentially declare their love for you to other people. If it's not this specific person, it's going to be to the public. And I do see that they're going to release themselves from giving up on this connection, because they're no longer going to be investing in other people, and specifically this person, or the desire to be with this person or have them in their lives. They're going to potentially declare like, yeah, This is my intention. This is how I always felt about this person. This is my belief about who they are to me, right? And they're almost gonna make some sort of like declaration here. So yeah. So if you're like, you know, dealing with this person and you're like upset that they were still dealing with someone, like, don't take it personal. As I said, this was a karmic contract that they needed to complete. And sometimes, like, you know, in this journey and in a spiritual connection, because I am seeing this is a spiritual connection, you do need to go through several transformations and new beginnings. And sometimes it means that you have to go through other contracts and many changes and transitions in order to actually you know, become the true version of yourself and let go of the past version, you know. So it just so happens that this person triggered your person's old wounds, their past self. And yeah, so you're kind of like on another route, and you've been protected from all the bullshit and chaos this person's been going through. I am seeing that the way that they view you is that they view you as someone that they could have like a marriage with. They see you as their partner. They do see you as someone that they could really harness a relationship with. I do see that they feel as though like you're their one and equal. They're very attracted to you. They see you as someone that is like very similar to them. Like, I do see that they feel as though you guys are a power couple or a good team. They feel as though this is a connection of a lifetime where they could actually build some sort of empire or some sort of legacy that could actually create some sort of family, or literally like a community of people. You know, I feel like you guys share similar dreams, and this is like a multi-dimensional infinite connection that is helping you guys both gain self-awareness. So your person is gaining awareness about what they have to offer. And I am seeing that, one second, I have like my Pandora on. That song, okay. So, they are recognizing that you've made them a lot stronger than what they were. You've made them very confident. You've inspired them. With you, they've made you open their heart to you. But right now, I do feel like with this gray cloth, they're uncertain about how you feel. Even though they know that this is a strong, compatible, unified connection, right now, they do feel as though there is competition, right? And what they're hoping and having faith is that when they do come around, there isn't going to be backlash. There isn't going to be opposition. You're not going to give them a hard time, right? You're not going to be hesitant, and you're going to receive them well, because they do want your recognition. They see you as receiving a lot of recognition right now. They see you as someone that has fans, that is achieving a lot of things, but they see you as someone that they could expand with. They see you as someone that they will actually be fulfilled with, unlike this other person or option. And they feel as though that they could expand into their dream world. Like, they can manifest a lot, you know, not only like, you know, physical abundance, but emotional abundance, a legacy here, kids, you know, home, you know, like, look at all that. So it's like they feel like, you know, very playful with you. Some of you guys could have known each other since childhood, but if that's not the case, they feel that you bring the little kid out in them, and they want to fulfill that dream life with you, you know. So they want to come home to you. Okay, so I am seeing that the way that you think and feel about this person, so I am seeing that you're definitely, one second. Don't act like you forgot. Okay, so I am seeing that the way that you think and feel about this person is that you're feeling like you can't gamble, or you can't risk being vulnerable to them, because you've been crushed so many times, you've been backstabbed so many times, you've been hurt so many times that you still potentially have some sort of resentment towards this person, because like the way that they could have hurt you could have like been a shock, you know. They could have deceived you from one day to another. It's like gone, broken up, no communication, ghosted, you know. So it's like you're still trying to actually regain your mental strength when it comes to this. You still feel triggered. So that's why I do see that, because there was a deception in the past, you are still kind of like wanting to let go of them, or not in the position to fully give them the same privileges as you did in the past, such as reaching out. But I do see that you want them to show their hands. Like, you're not willing to take that risk. Okay, so as I was saying, is that you don't feel like you're willing to take a risk to show your hands, right? You're not willing to be open and vulnerable because of what has occurred in the past. But I do see that you have a lot of love. Like, what you're desiring and what you're trying to manifest is a new beginning, is fertilizing joy with this person. But I do see that you're not wanting to chase. You're not wanting to, you know, come out of, you know, being quiet, because you're building your empire. So you're at a position where you're maintaining your composure, right? But you are homesick. You know, you do want this person. I do see you do want commitment with them. So if I were you, what I do suggest is that if you block this person, or if you haven't spoken to this person, I suggest that you do reveal your hands to them. Don't be, you know, overextending yourself to them, but unblock them, you know, show them a sign, because there needs to be some sort of composure here, regaining composure. You know, there needs to be a release of fear. If you guys don't feel comfortable doing that, you do want to understand that by kind of being isolated from this person, it is causing confusion. I'm not gonna lie. So, because it's like they want to speak, but it's like they don't know what to say. They don't know if you're gonna forgive them. They don't know if they have a chance. But even though you know that you're gonna forgive them, it's like there's a lot of indecision, right, and confusion. So it's like you guys have to find a balance on how to navigate this situation. I feel like a lot of you guys are actually have fled from this person completely, so no contact, blocked, etc. So you want to subside the anxiety by either unblocking them, making yourself approachable, or just potentially you know, being lighthearted with them if you guys are in communication. But I feel like a lot of you guys are not, so at least just unblock them. I could definitely resonate with that. So okay, and last but not least, so I know this reading's kind of long, but hey, why not? So I am seeing that I'm like really chill right now, as you guys can hear. So, and the reason why I say that you guys should do something here is literally because this person is going to take action and they want to, but there's literally a blockage in communication. So it's like they've been trying to reach out to you, but it's like they can't. They're blocked, literally. Or they've been trying to reach you from different numbers, but you don't answer, or something like that. If that's not the case, they just feel very reliant on their old way of communicating with you, that they're not used to being open. They're not used to being expressive, vulnerable. You know, it's like they're releasing that control to be open. They're releasing the codependency of depending on you to say what you want, you know, to take the lead. But the action they want to take is that they want to take action. They want to know how you feel as well. They want to make sure that you're not going to cut them off, or you're not going to be rude, or you're not going to be a bitch, you know. So they want to know how you feel. They want to have a breakthrough in communication. They want to be forceful as well. They want to start a new way of communicating with you, because in the past I do see that some of them could have approached you very inconsiderate, let's just say. Some of them would literally contact you at the end of the day, last minute. They were very reckless and arrogant with you, I'm not gonna lie. Or like literally, for some of you, it was like literally just booty call, or like they would make an excuse as to why they were contacting you, like, you know what I mean? So it's like they were overly confident, and it's like now they have like zero to no confidence to contact you, and it's because you're kind of like not showing your hands. So it's like that's what's causing a lot of confusion here, is the fact that they have some sort of illusion about what's going to happen. They feel very defensive right now, like they need to protect their ego, they need to protect their heart, like this is too challenging to overcome, you know what I mean? So it's like they're trying to break through maintaining the control, but they feel as though they're not confident that you're going to reciprocate the way they want. So it's like they're trying to break free from making a fool out of themselves, but a lot of them are literally going to, I'm seeing your person is just going to take a risk. Like they're going to say, fuck it, I'm just going to come forward, I'm going to free myself from the judgment that I feel about what's going to go wrong. You know, they're freeing themselves from their old perspective, because they're also learning from their past. They're learning about how they dealt with things in the past, how they were careless with you, right? How they weren't that considerate, how they were frivolous, or just very spontaneous and lacked commitment. So it's like now they are reminiscing, and they're realizing that they want to take a different approach here, right? They're willing to actually be the bigger person and not expect you to take the lead. And they're willing to be vulnerable. They're willing to make a fool out of themselves, even if that means them appearing weak to you. Because like I said in the beginning, this person can have a fear of intimacy. They're a male that was potentially conditioned into believing that showing signs of weakness, showing their feelings was a sign of weakness. So it's like you literally cripple them into their childlike self. You cripple them into feeling vulnerable and weak. So it's like they trust you a lot, but then there's also an aspect of them that they feel that if they are super vulnerable, they're gonna lose themselves, right? They're not going to be in control anymore. So it's like that's the lesson here, you know. So they're in a decision where they're actually making a clear decision on taking some sort of permanent action towards you, and being flexible and kind of enduring what's to come. They're creating a lot of emotional security within themselves, and they're wanting to bring you stability, and they're going through a lot of growth. Like mentally, they could have been at a crossroads and under a lot of painful decision making, very stressed, but now they're at a space where they're facing their fears, right? They're willing to risk it all. They've gone through the journey of the fool, and they've done it all. They've experienced it all. They've experienced the lessons, right? The changes. They've experienced the evaluation. They've experienced the deceits, their shadows. They've experienced the truth, right? And now they're going through a completion, and now they're back. They're back again. They're back at zero. They're here willing and wanting to declare their love. So I'm seeing for some of you guys, it's literally going to be in Leo season, potentially on the 1st or anytime now. But they're going to hit you up. They're going to contact you, and they want to express their love. They want to say they've been thinking about you, or they're just going to come in nonchalant. But rest assured, the intention is to stand their ground. Their intention is to have a breakthrough in old communication. And it's like they don't want you to pretend that you don't care. They want you to be themselves. They want you to not be in this energy where you have your guard up, and they want you to give them reciprocity. They don't want to feel like they need to be defensive, you know. So it's like they're ready, but then they're also breaking through illusions and fears and imagining worst case scenario. So yeah, Alrighty, my star friends, I know that was long and specific, but if you want a specific, detailed love reading or a general reading of how anyone thinks and feels about you, and guidance on how to clear out a situation, improve it, or just to understand what you're going through with someone, you can go to my website and book your personal reading. I also have Reiki healings that you can book on a personal level and on a love level or a group level. Each Reiki healing assists differently, but they all recalibrate, align, and attune energies to create transformation and healing. So yeah, you can also catch me on Instagram and TikTok. Alrighty, star friends, hope you enjoy. Take care now. Bye.